And just like that, the market suddenly doesn't look too bad. Now, before we just sell the wife and kids and mortgage the house and go long here, we're going to need to see a couple of things happen. What we're looking at here is a 1 hour chart on the Nasdaq 100. We're currently up in the after hours. Tesla reported earnings. We're up 2%, 371 points. One thing that we need to kind of keep in mind here is we've got an extremely big gap. So I'm going to be monitoring this level very, very closely. We can see here the levels that I have on my chart over today's highs, okay, was sitting at this resistance zone that if we kind of go back in time to the left-hand side of the chart here, you're going to see a significant low that was caused by a spike, caused by a double hold, and then a flush. And if I actually go back a little bit more here, you're going to see some more price action where this came into play, okay? So if you look at this area here where we had this double bottom, okay, and then you see a lot of this consolidation here, breaking over, failing, breaking over, failing. We were trying to build some support around this $550 area. Today, that was exactly the spot that we kind of came up to. Also reference, okay, last week, one second here, last week we had a high here at what price is this? 18,526. So when the market was exploding today, right? The market was just seemingly didn't have a red candle print until about, realistically after lunch. But when I was starting to look back at the chart, I was like, okay, where was Thursday's high at? Where did we kind of find resistance before we sold off? And this is exactly the same spot, right? I mean, literally touched it to a T. Now that Tesla has reported those earnings, we've had a massive gap up here. The next area that I was going to say, if Tesla's earnings were good and the market was going to continue, then maybe you see this pullback that we had towards the end of the day here, kind of hold this 18,300 area and then kind of grind higher into 18,660. That's off the table. And the reason why it's off the table is because we're over that price now. So what I'm looking for is I don't expect this to drive into our next area of resistance way up here at 19,256, but it looks like the market is on a little bit of a road to recovery here. I'm going to need to see a pullback though. Okay, I would like to fill this gap. And if I can fill this gap down in towards 550, right, which is today's high, right around, let's call it between 500 and 550. If I can actually get a little bit deeper into 450, 460, 18,000, I would like to see that. So what I would like to see here is it can do whatever it wants to do in the overnight session. Ultimately, if we lose 18,659 and then we backtest by putting in a lower high and it fails to kind of take out the previous swing high and gets back below this zone, we are going to fill that gap. So we might have an opportunity early in the morning, early off the open, to kind of play this back down and fill this gap, but I'm not going to be too interested in shorting into this demand. Okay, what I would need to see that's going to get me involved in a bigger short position, as if this whole move is going to fail, is I would need to close below 18,300. I would need to close below yesterday's highs of 18,165. Like, I would need to get down below this red line you see, and then I would say, hey, maybe the market's going to come back down and test lower prices. So I don't want to fall victim to shorting into this demand zone. If anything, you will have a short, but treat it as a scalp. So the short opportunity for me is going to be is if we close below 18,659. Okay, so if it does something like this in the after hours and it closes below 659 and tries to reclaim it, yet no bacon, right? No bacon on that, and then loses steam, then we can drive this into 550. Okay, between 500 and 550. That'll be your short position to fill the gap. Make sure you're out of that position as we get into this area, as it could be choppy. This is the ultimate spot that I would like to see get back tested and then start to bounce going higher. That would look like a pretty strong move coming out to kind of end the week here. Again, we're probably up at the expected, range here for the week. So could this be the high? Could you see something like where we kind of grind a little bit higher and then we just kind of fade, right, to kind of finish the week back into this zone to fill the gap into Thursday and Friday? It's possible. Filling this gap, we can definitely still continue to run tomorrow. I would be very, very careful going, long right off the gates without any type of pullback. Again, just like today's price action, it looks like these candles went straight up. But if I zoom in on today's candlesticks, because I caught a beautiful trade here with Evolution Traders off the open, go to my 15-minute time frame. Okay, if you look at the first 15-minute candle of the day, it didn't take out yesterday's highs right away. It pulled right back into my support. And this support was my 20 SMA. It's still over my demand zone. This was looking very, very bullish. So as soon as we got this pullback and it stood and we started to wick off of this price, as soon as we started to take out the previous pre-market candle high and started to take out 18,165, I was completely long. Again, I wasn't expecting this big of a run up. I was actually just targeting prices here of 18,291, but this is more than enough for a trade. I kind of called it a day after that. I did catch the short position here. If you guys go back and watch the last video that I uploaded on my channel, it's a snippet, about 40-minute video of the live trading call that we do each and every single, almost every single day in Evolution Traders. And we literally called this top here at this supply. So again, that was a very nice trade. Now, I wish we would have held it for the 200-point downwards move, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. Essentially, a lot of us in the room, we made our money on this nice run up here. And, this is just like a little bit of a cherry on top. So again, what are we really expecting tomorrow? If we kind of come down and back test this 650, right? Let's just call it 650, and we close below 650, look for a lower high to get put in, and then we come down into 550. That fills the gap. I'd love to see that gap get filled in order for me to go long tomorrow. Hopefully it can do that going into the New York Open. That would make things a lot more easier. If we just kind of continue to grind into tomorrow's open, then I would be cautious going long off the bell. If anything, let the first 30 minutes pass, let it put in a high, let it pull back, let it put in a lower high, and then use that previous high of day as a stop loss. And then we can target maybe even a short into this support here at 650. And then maybe it's going to take Thursday and Friday to actually get back down and fill that gap. So that's also a situation there. But again, a lot of your research, it comes from the technical analysis that you're doing outside of market hours. When the market hours are live, we are not doing anything else other than waiting for the homework and the research and the technical analysis that we've already done to confirm. That's it. I'm not trying to decipher what the price is going to do intraday. I already know what the price is going to do once and if it confirms these levels. All I need to do is sit back and wait. Again, that's the hardest thing to do in trading. I'm not saying that it's an easy task to stay patient and stay disciplined, but if you're putting in so much work and emphasis to find these levels, why make life difficult? Sit back, wait for them to get confirmed, take your trades, manage your risk. I'll see all of you guys on the trading room floor. Guys, if you want to join Evolution Traders, that link is down in the description box below. We're having some people join, guys. We're having some people join. A lot of people join actually over the past 48 hours, and we are actually seeing very significant strides. We're getting traders that are passing evaluations almost what seems like every other day. We're having traders, a day away from payout. We're having traders who have been paid multiple times this month. The room is turning around. I think collectively as a whole, we brought in about $10,000 collectively as a unit. It's just something cool that I kind of do with my room, where I just take a tally of everyone who finished positive on the day. And we basically say, hey guys, our trading floor, right? Our trading floor here at Evolution Traders, our group of active traders for the day, we made X amount of dollars. Right now, our group on our trade floor for hedge fund, right? Or Evolution Traders firm is pacing around $100,000 for the month of April, which is pretty good when you think about it. We're probably going to do about $1 million in trading profits. Now, again, before everyone gets crazy, is it $1 million cash in our pocket? No, obviously we're trading for the prop firms. We can't take out the whole balance, but it's just something fun to do, right? Because a lot of times we get so caught up in, I've got to make $10,000 this month. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. When you don't, actually take a step back and realize that compounding $300 days over the course of 30 days is going to lead you to a payout. And if you've got 10 accounts and you can manage to take out just $1,000 per account, that's a $10,000 month, guys. That would change people's lives. So it's just kind of cool to keep up with the room. You know, today we did about close to, I would say, $8,000 to $10,000 collectively for the active people who were trading. Again, there's a lot more people in there that I don't know if they were trading today or not, but for the active 10 to 15 people that were actively trading with me today, we pulled in about $10,000 of trading profits, right? Quote unquote. So with that being said, I'll see all of you guys on the next video. I will see you guys in Evolution Traders on the trade floor tomorrow. And make sure you guys are giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. We are so close to 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to probably have to do something big, maybe a giveaway. Maybe I'll give away some accounts. Maybe I'll give away a free month of Evolution Traders. Maybe I'll do, I don't know, $100 cash giveaway to a few people. Whatever, I might do something. But 10,000 people, I've been at this YouTube thing for about 4.5, almost 5 years strong. Each and every single day, I've got thousands of videos on here, guys. Show me the love, show me the support, and I will return the favor back to you guys. I'll see all of you guys on the next one.